The world knows you as Sinach. Sinach, you make us proud. As a fellow Nigerian, you make us so proud with your songs. I mean, from I Know Who I Am, to I Stand Amazed, and Waymaker, of course. But beyond your music and how much you've blessed the whole world, I think what I really appreciate about you is that you are a servant and a worshiper first before you're a musician. And there's a quote that I read that reminded me of this. It says, "Don't let your demand outdo your devotion." So for you, what does that look like for you? How do you stay so devoted and stay at his feet despite your success?
I remember in a place in the Bible that it says, "I am the tree and you are the branches. Without me, you cannot do anything." He said, without him, we cannot do it. I look at myself as like this. By the way, my name is I'm from God. That's
beautiful.
Meaning of my name. And so I look at it like this. My root is from God. I am from God. And without him, I can't be anything. Without him, you no longer produce, because the reason why people are drawn to my music is because of the life that it gives. And where does the life come from? The life is from him. And so that's what keeps me moving, So you talked about demand and devotion. Mm-hmm. So it makes a lot of sense that without him, you are just like empty, moving.
Yeah.
And with time, you run out of steam, because that is where I draw from. I draw from his presence. I draw from his word. And without him, I'll run out of steam. And so that's it. That's what keeps me moving. That's what keeps me fresh. And I always remind myself of that all the time.
That's beautiful. I'm taking notes. Yes. Well, I know as a little girl you used to sing and dance.
Oh, yes.
For your parents and entertain. And singing started out as a hobby for you. You studied, you went to school like everybody else. It was a hobby, but what was the point where you realized this is actually a gift that God is using to make room for me and not just a hobby? What was that point?
Yeah.
Yes, the ministry.
Well, I met my pastor, my recent pastor, Pastor Christian Songwriters. So he actually did change the way I looked at music. He said, "I think you are a minister. You're called into the ministry to become a music minister." I thought it was a hobby. I thought it was something I could do later or something. So he actually did open my mind and open my eyes to what it was. And so that's how I came to take it as a music ministry. And that started a journey, and here we are.
Here you are. Someone watching may be like, you had a destiny helper with Pastor Chris, and he saw something in you, and he recognized it, and he called you out. Versus someone watching who's like, I don't have someone like that. I have gifts, I have things I want to do, but I don't feel like I have a destiny helper. What would you say to that person?
And interestingly, I wasn't the only one he told about gifts and all that. So
wow.
It is how you look at it that matters. I remember there were several of us, and that he will, because sometimes God brings people your way. It might not be your pastor, like me. It could be your mother. It could be people around you that will say, "Oh, the way you make clothes, they're amazing. You could be a fashion designer." Yeah. The thing is listening and identifying where you are, like you really saw and you really impact people's lives. Some people bring joy by just making other people up. When they touch your face, it's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Yes.
And some people like hairdressing, and some people are just administrators. They know how to organize things. And so you must identify. You don't have to even have someone identify it for you. You can go ahead and find out for yourself what is that thing that really brings so much joy to me and that I impact people with. You know, that way of communicating, making people happy. And that's what it's all about. What you can bring to the table that can make people happy. You know, at times people think what they are called to do is what brings money. No. Sometimes it doesn't even bring financial reward at first, you know. It's just that thing that brings you so much joy and that also impacts people and change their lives in a bigger way, yes.
Right. So it's really a fulfillment.
Fulfillment,
and
yes.
believing in yourself.
And believing in yourself.
That's good.
Yes, believing in, because if you don't believe in yourself, if I didn't believe when he said to me, you have a ministry, there's no way I would have been, I would be where I am now.
Yeah.
And so that's the beginning.